All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Train Sim World 2 live stream. We are on the Rheinbert-Osten in the BR182.2 MRCE version. We're going to take this intermodal from the Wuppertal-Steinbeck Yard to the Hagen Freight Yard. Let's get in here, get our locomotive set up. We'll be on our way. Hopefully everybody's having a good Friday. Put that in neutral for a moment. Let's get this to, where's the contrast? There we go. There's that. Just makes it a little bit easier on the eyes. It's not so glaring. Let's go set up our signal lights. PZB, I know it's one of these. PZB on. Sifa's down the hall here, right. Good morning, Mick. How are you? We got our pantograph up just to make sure train lights are on. Headlights bright. There we go, so everybody sees us. The reading light on just so we're going through the tunnels. At least we have a little bit of light here, and we are on our way. Should be. Wants to go. Let's try this again. Did I forget anything? I feel like I did. No? No key or anything like that. Making sure we didn't miss any. I don't think we did, because we wouldn't be moving, or we wouldn't be getting power if I missed a key or something. There we go. Well, now we're finally moving. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Josh. I tried it. Was a long down. Oh yeah. Yeah, it took quite a while when it finally came out. I hit, the bad part was, so I had the game already downloaded, but then Microsoft released a huge update before you could even play the game. So it was like another, you know, the day that I wanted to get in there and start, it was like I had to wait. Yeah. So here we are. Better not get going too fast, because we'll, as a matter of fact, I need to.
Zugbeeinflussung.
There we go. Alright.
Sifa, Zugbeeinflussung.
Keeping out for those boards.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah, that was, hopefully you'll enjoy that. I imagine it's going to be a lot better on the PC because there's way more aircraft now. I'm guessing some of that is going to eventually be ported over to the Xbox. There was a roadmap sort of thing yesterday that I need to spend some time reading or watching a video on.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Alright, let's get some speed going. Yeah, hopefully you'll really enjoy it. So you have this tram system, which it hangs below. There it is, right there.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Pretty cool. Wish we could drive those too. We are on the Rhine-Ruhr-Austin. We are going from the Wuppertal-Steinbeck Yard, which is where we just left from. And we are headed to the Hagen Freight Yard. So we'll go past the Hagen passenger station, basically. And we're going to end up right there. Yeah. The Hagen passenger. So we'll go along the edge of the Hagen passenger area. I do like the MRCE version of this. I think it's actually called the ES64U2. But either way, I think it looks sharp. I think the colors of the MRCE look really good on this locomotive. Going to set up the Flight 6 later. Nice. Now, well, you might have better luck because I've heard that's the one thing that a lot of people struggled with is assigning your button assignments and doing the and finding like the center zone or whatever. Good morning, Amela. Getting that neutral area, I guess, or whatever. Some people struggle with that, but I think that's more so on the Xbox, because the HOTA stick, a lot of people who bought it are having a lot of trouble with getting that set up on the Xbox. So I'm gonna wait to order one of those for some time, and they said, I guess they're waiting on patches and updates and whatnot. So we shall see. So hopefully everybody's heard by now, and if you haven't, we will get our first rush hour route on the 19th of August, which is, it's 2 weeks from yesterday. So that will be the day that you can purchase either your one route, or you can do the season's pass or whatever. Of course, that date is subject to change. I wouldn't, don't don't get your hopes up too much, because they you know, just like with Cane Creek, they delayed it, or so yeah. I wouldn't say it's written in stone, but you know, certainly it's
Zug beeinflussen.
it right now as it stands, the 19th of August is the Northeast Corridor release date. So yeah, put it on your calendar, put it on your phone calendar. You know, so the Rush Hour Adventure is in theory 2 weeks away of starting.
Zug beeinflussen.
So I will be getting it on the 1st of September. I have to wait until the first to order it, but as soon as I can, I'll get it. We'll do some stuff on that. I'm really looking forward to trying the AC64 on the Northeast Corridor. I didn't buy the Northeast Corridor on Train Sim World 2020, so it's a completely new to me locomotive. So, you know, then we'll see how long apart are they. I'm guessing if the 19th is the release date for Northeast Corridor, and they basically said, now of course take that with a grain of salt. So then the next route would be the 2nd of September, and then the 16th of September. So because the way they made it sound, there was not going to be a huge gap. Now 2 weeks isn't huge. That's reasonable. I don't think they're going to do it successive weeks. Yeah, I don't foresee that happening, but which way are we going? We are staying on this line here. Okay. So, Mel, I guess the fun bit was actually crashing into other cars. No announcement of steam trains, Mick. At least not in that article. It's up now on Dovetail Games website. I don't know when it. The thing that I've noticed that, and I'm not upset at Dovetail for this, is that it seemed in once they made the decision about Rush Hour, everything else kind of just fell off to the side. Any talk about other locomotives that were in development, all that stuff just kind of stayed in limbo, and everything became the focus became Rush Hour. Nice, Josh. Yeah, I'd never played it, so I don't. You know, I'm looking forward to that experience. Yeah, so you know, everybody was excited about Steam, but then once they started talking about Rush Hour, it was kind of like, oh, all the focus shift there. Because, you know, when they said 3 routes, everybody's like, wow, 3 routes, that's pretty impressive. And of course, you know, the whole debacle over everything being released at the same time, and then they decided to stagger everything. So yeah, it seems that there was a lot of excitement about Steam, Mick, but it seems to kind of just gone. It's disappeared. You know, the discussions about it, even I don't think it's even been brought up in roadmap streams lately. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because usually when somebody's trying to deflect your attention away from something like that, I have a bad feeling like there's that there's more to it than maybe they can handle, especially bringing it to the consoles. You know, you can get Steam on, I think, either Train Sim World 2021 or Train Sim World, if I remember correctly, because I've seen Steve operate them. So I don't quite know what's going on with that. So yeah, I think the longer it takes for them to talk about it, it would feel to me like there's a lot more problems that they need to resolve creating a Steam train for the console, and maybe it's just not porting over like the way they hoped it would, or I don't know. But yeah, I kind of get that feeling. Train Simulator, yeah, Train Simulator. You can operate Steam on that, on TS. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just not something that they can do, or maybe it's going to take a lot longer than they expected. And if that's the case, if they rather, it's better that they come forward now to say, you know, an update on the Steam situation. We wanted to be able to bring the locomotives, you know, Steam locomotives to Train Sim World 2. It may get pushed to the next game, you know, because then at least people are aware of it. They're not waiting for it, you know. Yeah. TS has Steam. So TS is not a Dovetail Games game? Is that correct then? Because there's been, you know, I don't know for sure any of that stuff. So such a shame. I think it would be a bit. Yeah, I think so too, Mick. Although, well, so Steam obviously, it's a. I think it would be a huge thing. What I think also is that there's a big challenge getting, you know, how do you make it a fun experience and also challenging? It's a lot of switches and levers and stuff that you probably have to operate to get it going and maintaining the pressure and everything like that. I think it would be a hit for people who have the patience to work through it, but I also think at the same time some of the gamers in Train Sim World 2 would not do well with it. They would rage quit. They would, you know, they would buy it, they'd get all excited, and when they can't get it moving right away, they will, you know, within the day or so, they'll be asking for a refund. But it's not, it's okay. Train Sim World is a DTG game, but it's not got nothing to do with Train Sim World. Okay. Almost put some brakes on here. But whatever game it is, Mello still finds a way to break it all. Yeah, I kind of get that feeling that they've shifted the attention away because there may be a lot more that they need to resolve for that system in order for it to work. So, yeah, I don't know, but I think it would be interesting. I'd be, you know, be willing to have a go at it. It's just, you know, it's like the people who tried Sandpatch Grade and gave up on it. They're missing out on some really cool scenery and all that. And they're, you know, but a lot of people, because they can't get the AC 4400 moving, they quit, and then they call the route boring, or they can't be bothered with it, instead of just trying to work through it. Just like if I suddenly hit the brakes right now, I got to work through resetting the locomotive, or when I did the emergency brake on the F7. Hey, let's work through it and get it moving again. It's too easy to just give up and go like, screw it, I'm done. There's no fun in that, Just like if I crashed the first time I crashed coming into a landing on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Well, okay, I crashed. Screw this, I'm done with it. I'm not gonna try again. Well, that doesn't make any sense, So, yeah. Brakes here. Otherwise, we will get paid.
SIFA, Zug B1.
No, you can't, Mick. And I think there's a core group of people who really want to have the whole Steam experience, because you want to be able to get this thing moving and keep it at the pressure and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's yeah. So I really think that's something that if it turns out that they got to wait to the next iteration of Train Sim World for the consoles, I'm okay with that, because then at least that gives them more time to sort out all the issues. If they release it and it's like, well, it's all buggy and switches aren't going the way well, and the other thing too is, I noticed, Mick, go to the flights. Matter of fact, I'll send you a link to the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums. Now, of course, I would ignore the whole debacle between the PC crowd complaining because now that the Xbox players are getting the game, and the PC, apparently there's been a little bit of a step down in the graphics and stuff like that. But if you are a new pilot, go there, introduce yourself. You don't have to say all your personal business or whatever, but do that, and they will be willing to. You got questions, whatever, they'll be like, hey, they have what they call co-pilots, and they're all like people who've been playing the game for a very long time. Anything that they can do to help you be a better pilot and all that stuff, they will. Yeah. So that's the difference, I think, too, is that we don't necessarily have that. And maybe that's something, if there's a way to do that you have master engineers, for instance, right? What's your certain level in the game, you can apply to be a master engineer, and you could be somebody who helps people, and I think we kind of do it anyway in streams and all that, but I think that's what also helps attract people to the game. Knowing that there is a community, and now no community is perfect, and you're always going to have the people who are going to complain about, well, this happened, or they don't like the console players because, it's just casuals. Well, no, I try to play every day. You know, even if I'm not streaming, I try to play any other time. But generally, after, you know, I do this, I do flight sim, and then I'm back on Division 2 lately. But I've been, or I'm watching Netflix or Amazon Prime. But yeah, there's a lot of people there that they are willing to help new players out. They want new players to feel welcome to the community, whether you're on the Xbox or PC. It's irrelevant to them. It's, you know, they'll try to work through it, you know, with you, or make suggestions on, you know, like when I said, hey, I'm just just take off and go around and just come right back in and land. Just keep doing that, and then you get, you know, just pick one aircraft and just get used to that, and then go from there, you know. Because the training does help, but it doesn't tell you everything. There's a lot of practice involved, you know. And that's the one thing I think a lot of other people may not be accustomed to. They want to just get in and go. Or, you know, kind of like what I was mapping the buttons on the... yeah, go to that out. As soon as we're done here, Mick, I'll send you a link to their forums, and just put your name in there and just say, hey, I've got this flight stick system. How do I go about mapping it? Does anybody have any ideas? And I'm sure within a short amount of time, somebody's going to give you an answer. Or it'll be like, maybe go to this website or try this, or what, you know. There's going to be a lot of information out there. So yeah, that part they are really good about. You know, whereas we in this game we kind of rely on each other. You know, our knowledge. You know, like, hey, where's the button for, you know, the train lights? Oh, it's right there. You know, they're all labeled. Sometimes it's just easy to forget. Or where's the SIFA thing down the hall? You know, on this particular locomotive. You know, so yeah, they're so far, and they're trying to set. Now, this is the other thing too. And Mello, maybe this is something you could write down and talk to Sam and them about if you get a chance. So what they're trying to offer right now is, whether you're a new pilot or a returning pilot, whatever the case may be, they're trying to do like what they call group flights. And they are all taking into account that not everybody lives in the same part of the world, so they're going to try to make it, but where, you know, within reason, everybody can join. That is phenomenal, and I think they're doing that to ensure that the Xbox players don't feel left out, because a lot of that was all centered on PC players for quite some time. Before, once the game came out, they were building that community, and they want to make sure that Xbox players are part of that as well. At least that's the perception that I have. So, yeah, they're very, very big about that. So, yeah, yeah. I wish that was the case. I don't know. I mean, you know, Joe does points challenges with the members. You know, there is no multiplayer, you know, whereas in Flight Sim, there is an element of a multiplayer, I guess, kind of thing. Although, you know, you're not going to be co-pilot on somebody else's plane. You're going to be piloting your own stuff. But they'll, you know, like, I think the idea is that you will have like a, they'll help you set up your navigation and all that kind of stuff. You know, and then you all take off and you know, so yeah. Yeah, so I don't know if that's something Well, because we can't log into the same server on this game. That's the only drawback. So it's not like, hey everybody, we're gonna do. You can get maybe 5 or 6 people who might be interested in doing a service. But and then certainly that helps if you're talking about things like CIFA and PZB. They can kind of, but also it requires people to share their screen, sort of thing. So, yeah. With a few other fellow Americans was fun and good to see. Very realistic, but we kept going in the wrong runways.
FIFA. FIFA.
That's okay. I think I did that. One of the times I was flying the Airbus 320 and I landed on a short field instead of the. I went into the thing for the wrong one. So yeah, the pattern. All right, here we are coming into the Hagen Freight Yard. You got look at all these tank cars set up. That's a pretty long train. All right, we got to really start slowing down here because otherwise we are going to spat. Because right on the other side of that stopping point is the notorious red light, waiting to crush our dreams. Yeah, not much of a gap there to work with. There we are. Whew. I hate approaching those red lights. Well, there it is. Okay, that's going to be it for today. Train Sim World 2 live stream will be on in about 2 hours on the Microsoft Flight Sim. We're going to go from Monterey down to San Luis Obispo. About an hour-long flight. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have some nice colors in the sky, maybe some morning fog and whatnot. But yeah, should be a good flight. And then we'll go from there. Tomorrow's Train Sim World 2 live stream will be on the, let's go back to LGV Mediterranean. Yeah, we'll do LGV Mediterranean tomorrow morning. So anyway, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I will see you in 2 hours. All right. Bye.